the Booty Scoot Racing channel, finally back in action here on the YouTube page. We're at the Milwaukee Mile, live here for the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division, race number 7 of 10 at the length of a mile at Asphalt Oval here in West Allis, Wisconsin. These guys are getting ready to take on one of the most legendary short tracks in America. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division Dash for Cash, race number 7 of 10, live here at the Milwaukee Mile. We'll take you down here on the main broadcast cam. Practice is currently taking place right now. We are moments away from switching on over to the qualifying session here tonight, live on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. For the first time, we will have time trials on here live on the channel. You'll be able to see your favorite driver turn their 2 laps here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in here to the Milwaukee Mile for the Wheeling Modified Division. 60 laps set here tonight on the race for 125 laps in race fuel, so that plenty of laps to make it around. You'll have 0 sets of tires, to work your way around this beautiful racetrack. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get down on the racetrack, before tonight's qualifying session, we'll look at tonight's track facts so these guys kind of understand exactly what they're getting ready to tackle on here in qualifying. 60 laps will be what we run here tonight for the main event after the qualifying session. 45-mile-an-hour pit road speed. They'll all be parked at the end of pit road, ready for time trials. 125-lap pit window here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and we're getting ready to take on a mile asphalt oval with 9 degrees of banking. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier this week we got the unfortunate news of the passing of NASCAR legendary driver Kyle Busch. Tonight we will serve his honor with a moment of silence and a 3-wide salute here in the Wheeling Modified Division. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like we are moments away from switching over to the qualifying session, so we will get it down here and show a couple of our race sponsors. The Home Run Cafe at 4 Mill Street in Inman, South Carolina, 29349 864-561-6955. Go see them today, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Gonna get you a brand new iRacing custom design or something beyond those lines here on the NR3 Designs custom graphic schemes. Go check them out on Discord at Neil Rutt III or Instagram at NR3_design for all your paints, spec maps, and custom number needs. Ladies and gentlemen, house wanting to smell like fuel and race tires? Go check out Gilmo's Cove Flicker and Fresh candle-based scent company in Inman, South Carolina. Kate Horton, the owner, maker, and artist. You can check them out today at 864-909-9966 for your luxury candles and gift sets. We get you down here back on the main broadcast cam where we are getting ready to roll out for the qualifying session on tonight's channel. Ladies and gentlemen, our first contestant looks like it will be the number 23 of John Michael Bryant from Greer, South Carolina. John Michael Bryant making his second race appearance of the season on the YouTube channel for the Booty Scoot Racing Division. John Michael Bryant being directed by the officials to pull up to the end of pit lane here before we get ready to qualify. Ladies and gentlemen, John Michael Bryant still looking for a win here in the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division. The number 23 will get the instructions from the race control right now here at the Milwaukee Mile, and he'll work his way off the pit lane here in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we do want to remind you, everybody who is not going to turn a lap should stay off of the racetrack. Anybody you see in order, we will have that for you in just a moment. We'll get ready to take on the West Allis, Wisconsin's the Milwaukee Mile for what's going to be an awesome race here tonight. 93 degrees out on the racetrack currently at this moment. John Michael Bryant getting ready to set off the qualifying here tonight. 2 laps is what you will get on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and the fastest lap of your 2 will be the one that gets posted to the board. Our first contestant here tonight will be from Greer, South Carolina. Drivers better known as the Boogeyman. All your mom's favorite driver will stand up in the air as John Michael Bryant gets ready to fire off inside of his Wheeling Modified. Still waiting for the race official to tell John Michael to take off here, and once we have that, we will kick off tonight's qualifying session. Ladies and gentlemen, we do want to remind you 2 weeks from now, as we bring up the remaining schedule here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, we will head out to the Stafford Motor Speedway. It's going to be one hell of a show, one of my favorite racetracks on the game. And ladies and gentlemen, these guys are going to have their hands full here in a couple weeks when we get to the Connecticut racetrack of Stafford. Ladies and gentlemen, things are getting ready to get loaded here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. They start to line up the drivers, ladies and gentlemen. John Michael Bryant now being rolled forward. Just got the word from the admin here. We are getting all of the drivers situated and how in order they are going to go. It's going to be John Michael Bryant, then the 33 of Tony Cook here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel on how they will roll out here. This is the AML Wrestling 33 machine. John Michael Bryant now reset, come out here. He'll kick off the driver qualifying here tonight, the number 23 of John Michael Bryant from Greer, South Carolina. We're up and rolling finally here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the qualifying session. This driver driving the Gorilla Mine number 23 Whelen Modified, getting ready to tackle on the Milwaukee Mile. John Michael Bryant will be unfortunate have to be the first driver out here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel in tonight's qualifying session. The Boogeyman will work down on the bottom of the racetrack coming. The green flag will be in the air for John Michael Bryant, and the clock is officially started for the Boogeyman. He'll climb the banking here at the Milwaukee Mile. John Bryant, making his second start here on Season 3 of the Whelen Modified Division. Not able to complete full-time here, still trying to get funded full-time for the sponsorship on this 23 Modified. When these Modifieds here taking on the mile-length racetracks, almost like super speedway racing, the draft will definitely be in effect here tonight. Sweeping corners here, just like Irwindale Speedway out in California. John Michael Bryant will come to see the white flag in his qualifying session in his number 23 Gorilla Mine Whelen Modified. The first lap is on the board for John Michael Bryant, and he will turn a 30.292 for the 23 of John Michael Bryant. He's looking to better it up this time. He's a little bit quicker off turn 2, starting to track backwards though as he gets a bit tight off of the exit of turn 2, heading down into turn 3. The Boogeyman, John Michael Bryant, heading through the banking of turns 3 and 4. He's getting ready to head across the flag stand here. Checkered flag is in the air for the 2-lap qualifying session of John Michael Bryant. Will be the first contestant here. John Michael Bryant is a little better, just a tad bit, 30.292 for the Boogeyman. Next up will be the number 33 from Greer, South Carolina as well, owner of the Home Run Cafe, the L&R Whelen Modified of Tony Cook. He'll work out on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Cook also part-time here inside of the Whelen Modified division, so he will go out second here in tonight's qualifying session. Tony Cook, runner-up in the Madness Racing League's O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race at the 2011 Kentucky Motor Speedway 2 weeks ago. You can check out the Madness Racing League this coming up Friday and Saturday. Truck Series kicking back off for Season 4. The 33, the old-timer, Tony Cook is on the board here, and the clock has officially started for the number 33 L&R Whelen Modified. Tony Cook looking for his first win here inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series on Season 3, not getting the starts that he was looking for all year long. Tony Cook, though, looking to better his short track performances. He says his health gives him a little bit of problems on the shorter tracks, but when he put him out here on the mile, he said he feels like he can fly like a bald eagle. He'll work off the banking of turn 3 and 4, headed back across the start-finish line here. White flag will be in the air for Tony Cook. Does he have a lap to better the Boogeyman, John Michael Bryant? He'll come across the line, and he's about 3/10 slower than the Boogeyman, John Michael Bryant. He'll run a 30.36 there, ladies and gentlemen, back around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Tony Cook's going to try to better that lap this time around, and he's tracking a little bit better there. He tries to change up his line through turns 3 and 4. Tony Cook down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Big time loose right there almost, but he's able to correct it. Tony Cook will head across the start-finish line. Checker flag is in the air for his qualifying session. Can he better a 30.36? Yes! Barely able, snapped out by the pole by 6/100ths of a second. Tony Cook will go. Next contestant out here on the Whelen Modified division will be the High Point, North Carolina Whelen Modified driver. You can check out his YouTube page on the side of that Modified at Fabric Schaffner. He's also live. You can check out the onboard cam of Chris Schaffner. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Schaffner just hasn't had the season and he was looking for it. Had a way better Whelen Modified seasons than the past. He's got the mustache on front of the number 22 machine. He'll work off the banking of turn 4, head across the front straightaway. He'll take lap number 1 of his qualifying session here, and Looks like, fortunately for Chris Schaffner, the clouds have went in front of the sun here. He's got a little bit of a shade on the night's track. This better out the High Point, North Carolina driver of Chris Schaffner. He'll work off the banking of turn 2 and head down the back straightaway. Schaffner's had a hell of a season so far and just collected in everybody else's mesh. As you look on board, the spotter standing there trying to talk to the 22, kind of coach him where he needs to be. They're trying to get these guys to get those left side tires on that repaved bottom lane out of turn 4. And now the track completely covered by the clouds here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Does Chris Schaffner have what it takes? He's third fastest on his first time around, 3/10 off the pole. He'll work away through turns 1 and 2, gets a little bit up on the racetrack. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll see how things go around on the bottom side of the racetrack. The number 22, got into the bottom lane. The Fabric Schaffner 22 modified, working off the exit of turn 3 and 4. Trust me, I'm a pilot. We're about to believe it. Chris Schaffner, P1 on the board. What a lap for the High Point, North Carolina driver, Chris Schaffner, in the number 22 machine. He'll go to the top of the board here in the WHELEN Modified Division's fast time at the Milwaukee Mile. Here comes the Esports feed, number 82 PT Watts modified from Baltic, Connecticut, of Cody Klauser. He's got the digital clock number 82 style font on the bottom side of on the side of his WHELEN modified, He works his way out here. Make sure you go check out Cody Klauser from Baltic, Connecticut, turning laps in the state of Connecticut. It looks like he'll try a different approach this time around. He'll go a little bit slow through 3 and 4, try to heat up the tires, and now he sounds like he's fully back into the gas. He'll shift it into second gear. Cody Klauser coming to the green flag to kick off his quick time session here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Cody Klauser driving the number 82 WHELEN modified here tonight. Missed a couple races earlier this year. It's got him backwards in the points. Cody Klauser is looking for a great day today, and look at right there. He's one of the only few modifieds we've seen be able to roll that bottom line through turns 1 and 2. Here comes Cody Klauser on the number 82 WHELEN modified, tracking good on our ticker right now. Is it going to be enough for the pole position of Chris Schaffner, who went out on the racetrack, turned a 29.85. Chris Schaffner at the top of the board, but Cody Klauser's trying to look to better make it here. He'll come across the line. What does Cody Klauser get on lap number 1? P4 on the board for Cody Klauser. That's the 4th modified in a row we've seen be slower than the rest on lap number 1. Cody Klauser tracking a little bit better this time in the number 82 modified off of turn 2. Heading towards the green here. He's got it down at about 4/10. Trying to work over at least Tony Cook in that 3rd place position. Chris Schaffner sitting nice on the pole right now with a 29.85 here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Here comes Cody Klauser off the exit of turn 3 and 4 for the final time in the qualifying session for the 82. P4 on the board, no extra better for Cody Klauser. Chris Schaffner fortunately was able enough to catch the whole racetrack underneath a cloud. A great run right there for Chris Schaffner. He'll stay at the top of the board. Here comes the Crawfordville, Indiana Hooters number 48 WHELEN modified of Aaron Evans at the Milwaukee Mile. Aaron Evans will come across turns 3 and 4. He'll start his qualifying time here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. A beautiful Aaron Evans machine. We asked Aaron Evans if he was going to win the race tonight, and just like the owl on the side of his modified, he said, whew. Aaron Evans will work the banking here for the first time in the qualifying session, seeing the track here after practice. Jet dryers did come out on the racetrack, swept off the racetrack. All the marbles have been removed. Aaron Evans will work off a turn 2, tracking pretty good right now down the back straightaway in this Hooters number 48 machine. Aaron Evans had a decent run 2 weeks ago and had a hell of a run at the LA Coliseum, but can't forget about Aaron Evans also getting turned around in several wrecks this year on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. His WHELEN modified, if I'm not mistaken, got caught like nose to nose with another driver a few weeks ago. Top of the board for Aaron Evans from Crawfordsville, Indiana. Will he elect to take the second lap as he doesn't need it, turning a 29.816 that last time around. Aaron Evans will work across the back straightaway into turn 3 and 4, and losing a little bit more time than he had previously. He'll give it up right there through turns 3 and 4. Back to the ass early, though. Aaron Evans on the top of the board already. Can he add a little cushion to it? No, he can't. 29.816 will be the fastest here tonight for Aaron Evans. He'll go top of the board here out of turn 4 on his first lap. Here comes the number 18 of Nate Hall, second in practice here tonight. Nate Hall will work for his qualifying session here at the Milwaukee Mile Dash for Cash race number 7 of 10, if I'm not mistaken. Nate Hall working out on the back straightaway here, ripping up through the gears. You'll ride out of the front nose of this WHELEN modified. Kind of get you a good look at what the drivers are looking at you want to get a nice apex, similar track to New Hampshire, or better known as Loudon inside of the racing community. Green flag, excuse me, will be in the air for Nate Hall. He's officially on the board now for his qualifying time officially here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. Nate Hall will work out of turn 1 and into turn 2 there. Gets a little bit tied up the racetrack, and that number 18 machine and loose, and what a save for the number 18 of Nate Hall. A huge save for Nate Hall. Hasn't had the season that he was looking for as well. He's been involved in several accidents, was able to sneak out a top 10 2 weeks ago. Nate Hall, though, looking to track back better here in the closing portion parts of this season and try to score at least his money back out of the payout. Nate Hall comes across the line to finish lap number 1 on the board. He's 6th fastest that last time around with a 30.517 back from the pole. Nate Hall, though, will try to track it a little bit better. We see him get loose out of turns 1 and 2, and he keeps it straight this time. Heading down the back straightaway, Nate Hall tracking back towards the green here in the qualifying. Nate Hall works through turns 3 and 4 here at the Milwaukee Mile, down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Here comes the Weekend Woodsman's number 18 to finish his qualifying session. Tracking better this time around. Is it going to be good enough? P5 on the board for Nate Hall, excuse me. He will round over Cody Klauser without previous lap turn right there. Here comes the NR3 Design 03 WHELEN Modified from Denison, Texas. Winner here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel's WHELEN Modified Division Season 3. Dylan Thomas led over 100 laps at the LA Coliseum at the season opener here inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series WHELEN Modified Division. He also went to victory lane, believe it or not. Dylan Thomas has been bad fast all year long here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. He just needs to continue to, week after week, put out the consistent runs. If I'm not mistaken, it was the New Smyrna or maybe Oswego. Could have been, yeah, it wasn't Southern National. It could have been Oswego that Dylan Thomas won. He's on the board and tracking nicely right now on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel for his qualifying session lap here. Dylan Thomas trying to go to the top of the board. He's got that 0-3 committed to the bottom line through 3 and 4. He's tracking really good right now. This should be good for at least the 3rd place position over John Michael Bryant. Ooh, never mind. Must have lost a little bit, or my ticker's off. Dylan Thomas, 3/10 off the pole right there. That last time around, turning a 30-17. Almost ties the number 18 of Nate Hall. Right now, Aaron Evans sits on top of the pole on that number 48 Hooters Modified. Down on the bottom side of the racetrack goes the NR3 Design 03 machine. Dylan Thomas, a win this season. Tons of laps led, looking for a pole. Loose off the bottom side. He'll commit out of the turn 2 lap. Josh Moore will come out of the pit lane after the lap is aborted right there by Dylan Thomas in the number 03. Josh Moore, one of these MND drivers on top of the Booty Scoot Racing Channel platform, trying to get a win here on the year at the Milwaukee Mile. It's been a hell of a season so far for Josh Moore. He actually scored a top 10 a couple weeks ago here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Can't say enough about the 919 WHELEN Modified MNK on board this week. Finally a sponsorship on board this number 919 machine. He'll work the banking here through turns 1 and 2. Trucks, MNK Truck Centers to be exact on top of this 919. Tracking pretty good off of turn 2. They're heading down the back straightaway. Josh Moore having a fun time here inside of the WHELEN Modified Division. He'll work down on the bottom side of the racetrack, and oh, this gets tight there. Not able to keep it down on the bottom lane where the extra grip is, where that repaved strip is. Here comes the Hoosier number 919 across the line to complete lap number 1 of the qualifying session. His lap is a 30.48 that last time around. Good enough for 8th fastest here tonight. He'll work across the top of turns 1 and 2, trying to track a better time this time around. Right now, Aaron Evans sits on top of the pole sitting spot with the number 48 Hooters Modified with a 29.77 lap turn here tonight. Here comes the final lap, the final corners for Josh Moore. He'll head across the line for the final time here, a little bit better in the green. Losing it off of turn 4 now, going backwards. Josh Moore, what is it good for? No extra gain for Josh Moore. P8 tonight. He'll start at the Milwaukee Mile, but we still have several more drivers to go. Here comes the number, Smithy's Speed Shop 72, all orange. South Boston, Virginia driver, Ace Throckmorton. Ace Throckmorton been bad fast in the late model stock division. We thought he maybe had something for Chase Johnson 2 weeks ago, and looking maybe thought he had something this week for the WHELEN Modified division. Ace Throckmorton will work this R&S Smithy's speed shot. That is a tongue twister. I don't know why somebody would ever try to put a broadcaster through something like that. Here comes the number 72 working off of the banking of turns 3 and 4 for the first time here tonight for his qualifying laps. He'll head across the line. Ace Throckmorton is officially being clocked here for the qualifying positions. He'll work in the middle towards the bottom side of the racetrack. A good apex right there. Really driving it off the right rear. Big time loose for Ace Throckmorton. What a save out of turn 2. Right now, Ace Throckmorton just needs to go ahead and regather the modified and get prepared for lap number 2. He's going to need it. This will definitely probably be one of the fastest, the slower laps we've had here in the qualifying session. Can't believe that he actually held on to the race car. He'll come across and see the white flag for the qualifying session. Ace Throckmorton, thankfully, though, able to keep it out of the wall, so he'll actually be credited for at least that lap if something wrong was to go here. But this time through turns 1 and 2, he's got the modified extra dialed in through turns 2, tracking back towards the green off the exit. 30.46 the last lap for the 72 Throckmorton machine of Ace Throckmorton. He'll work down on the bottom of the banking through 3 and 4. South Boston, Virginia, stand up. Ace Throckmorton looking like a top 3 lap right here, heading up the turn 4. Ace Throckmorton heads across the line. P5 for Ace Throckmorton. Must have lost a little bit coming off the exit of 4. Here comes the Nurse Aviator. The crowd will go wild. The moms will stand up. This is your driver's favorite driver, Adam Peeler from Landrum, South Carolina, on the board. Coming out for the qualifying session here tonight at Milwaukee. He'll work across the line. He'll see the green flag to kick it off. Quick time here for the Nurse Aviator, 27 of Adam Peeler. He'll look to go to the top of the board to try to knock off that Aaron Evans machine where he thought Chris Schaffner maybe had been the guy to catch a cloud. Here comes Adam Peeler, the entire racetrack being covered by clouds, and hopefully this will maybe grip up the 27 Peeler's Apple L Whelen Modified heading down the back straightaway here at the Milwaukee Mile. Adam Peeler, the Nurse Aviator, trying to make something shake down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Looks like we'll have 2 more contestants to turn laps here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel's qualifying session, and we'll have your 60-lap main event for you in just a moment. We will also have a tribute to the great Kyle Busch. P3 on the board for Adam Peeler that last time around. What a lap, a 29.96 for Adam Peeler. He looked to try to do better this time around. Heading down the back straightaway here in Wisconsin, we'll have a 3-wide salute here tonight for Kyle Busch, as well as a quick memorial tribute to Mr. KFB. In a moment of silence off of turn 4, Adam Peeler. Moment of silence for him. He's tracking a little bit better. Can it be a pole run for Adam Peeler? 29.87. Ah, snubbed out from the pole, barely from second over Chris Schaffner. He'll work out the Pacematic winner here inside of Season 3's Whelen Modified Division of Michael Johnson. Second in the point standings behind Patrick McPeak. If not, he is the points leader on the season. Michael Johnson has been bad fast all season long, and he'll work back and forth to try to bring a little bit of heat into the tires of his Pacematic Modified. Here comes the PSR number 40. Down on the bottom side of the racetrack, Michael Johnson will head towards the front straightaway. He'll see the green flag in the air here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel for the fast time session. Michael Johnson being timed here. This is one of the guys that Aaron Evans maybe has to look up at the board and wonder right here if he can get taken from him. It's really down on the bottom side of the racetrack through turns 1 and 2, and heading down the back straightaway, Michael Johnson tracking merely hard right now to the 3rd or 4th place position, and really gets into the gas there off of turn 4. He's tracking really good. Where's it going to be for Michael Johnson, lap number 1? On the top of the board, 29.716 for Michael Johnson. This Pacematic Modified's got some speed in it. He'll board lap number 2 here tonight at Milwaukee. And that'll do it here tonight, folks, for the qualifying session on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. And the pole sitter will be the number 40 of Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson with a banger lap right there, 29.716. Will put Michael Johnson on top of the board. the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Qualifying is in the book, folks. Michael Johnson was the fastest in fast time. He will start from the pole in his number 40 Pacematic Modified. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to get set to go racing here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile, but unfortunately first it comes with heavy hearts here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. The NASCAR community lost an absolute legend inside of the NASCAR world. Driver of RCR's number 8, Kyle Busch, passed away this past week at the age of 41. Our condolences are with his family, Samantha Busch, Brexton, and Lennox, as we pay tribute to Kyle Busch here for the moment of silence on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, back here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, where things are getting ready to get set to go racing here tonight. Back to the live portion part of practice. We appreciate everybody joining in here and being a part of tonight's Booty Scoot Racing Channel and everything that we have going on here week to week. Warm-up session is currently on our way. We got a couple minutes left inside of it, and let's the admin go ahead and have this thing transferred over. 60 lappers is what we're scheduled for here tonight, folks, on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Each driver will have 0 sets of tires to work with, and there will be 125 to about 130 laps in Sunoco Racing Fuel inside of each and every single race car. So there should be no reason to head down onto pit lane to service your race car, no matter the circumstance, unless you're involved in some kind of an accident here tonight. We will get ready to tack on what is going to be the Milwaukee Mile here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Josh Moore currently leads it in the practice session for the warm-up. Race analysis will be up in just a moment, but we want to give you your weather report here. 68 degrees, a little bit of a chilly day here in Wisconsin. 11-mile-per-hour wind condition here, partly cloudy tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to advance over for the Dash for Cash, race number 7 live here at the Milwaukee Mile. Get your coat, get your beanie. Things are getting ready to get absolutely crazy here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. And we are hearing now from the admin that we will leave a honorary open spot here for Kyle Busch on the I-85 Asphalt Series WHELEN Modified Division during the driver introduction portion part of tonight's event. Ladies and gentlemen, these drivers are getting ready to get locked and loaded inside of their race cars and get gritted for tonight's event. Are you ready? The WHELEN Modified Division Dash for Cash, race number 7 here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile, set for 60 laps of action-packed racing. Your favorite drivers are out on the racetrack. This is how the grid will shake out here tonight. Michael Johnson, Aaron Evans will share the front row with Chris Schaffner and Adam Peeler behind them. John Michael Bryant, Tony Cook will share the third row with Ace Throckmorton, Nate Hall rounding out the 5th row. The 6th row belongs to Dylan Thomas and Cody Klauser, with Josh Moore and Neil Rutt rounding out tonight's final row. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get you down on the racetrack, let you meet your favorite drivers. Here's the driver of the pole sitter here tonight on the qualifying portion part. As you looked around earlier, driver of the number 40 Pacematic Modified, Michael Johnson. As we wait on the outside guy to load in, we'll scoot back here to the number 22 Fabric Schaffner WHELEN Modified from High Point, North Carolina, of Chris Schaffner. Driver that number 48, first row up here, the Crawfordsville, Indiana machine of Aaron Evans. Driver the number 27, April's Peeler L machine from Landrum, South Carolina, as our plimp cam goes behind the bleachers here from Landrum, South Carolina. That's the Nurse Aviator of Adam Peeler. And starting on the outside behind him will be the number 33 machine, LNR on board of the old-timer, Tony Cook. Driver the number 40 Pacematic Modified, that's Michael Johnson. Driver the number 18 Weekend Woodsman Modified, currently in the 6th place spot. He'll start tonight, Nate Hall. And driver the number 23 Gorilla Mine WHELEN Modified from Greer, South Carolina, starting in the 7th place position, your mom's favorite driver, John Michael Bryant. Driver the number 82 machine here tonight from Baltic, Connecticut, it'll be Cody Klauser. And checking out the number 72 from South Boston, Virginia, Ace Throckmorton. On the outside of him will be the Denison, Texas 03 machine of Dylan Thomas. And back in action here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, driving the number 66 Modified from Union Beach, New Jersey, Wall Stadium's own Neil Rutt III. Driving the number 35 machine here tonight, didn't turn a qualifying lap, Tim Conrad. And driving the number 919 Wheeling Modified here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, it's going to be Josh Moore. Getting ready to go racing for what's going to be an action-packed 60 laps here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And if we got time, we'll throw up tonight's keys of the race as they head down the back straightaway. You do not want to abuse that right front tire. Save a little bit of tire if you can. Dive bombs are going to be necessary. You need to watch them. It's only a 60-lapper, folks. If you do not do your work early, you may have a problem trying to find your way back up to the front. You do not want to get caught in somebody else. It's BS here tonight. Michael Johnson on the pole in the number 40 Pacematic machine, leaving the open spot for an honorary Kyle Busch here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel as we honor the legendary NASCAR driver here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. Kyle Busch was 41 years old. Wow, folks, absolute heartfelt here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile, heading off of turn 2. The guys will patch it back up. We will go green this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel as the lights are off on top of the pace car. If not, we will take at least one more lap here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Johnson leaving an open spot for the honorary legendary NASCAR driver who lost his life earlier last week of Kyle Busch. Aaron Evans on the outside of him, allowing him to do that. It's absolutely special. Ladies and gentlemen, you are set and ready to go racing here tonight for what is going to be an absolute banger of a race at the Milwaukee Mile. The lights will head off on top of that pace car. We're for sure this time around. We'll get you down here to tonight's track fact. Welcome into the Milwaukee Mile for the Wheelen Modified Division, race number 7 of 10 here in West Allis, Wisconsin. This is what you're about to find out here tonight. 60 laps, 45-mile-an-hour pit road speed, 125 laps in fuel is what these guys have been granted inside of their race car. Getting ready to tackle on the 1-mile asphalt oval with 9 degrees of banking in each corner. Are you ready? Dash for cash. Race number 7 of 10. The payments will be held out in 3 races from now. You need to be top 10 in points if you want a chance at a payout. Drivers, Nerf bar the Nerf bar, 8 rows back. Green flag is about 500 feet away here at the Milwaukee Mile. Chris Schaffner looking for an opportunity to go to victory lane here tonight. Michael Johnson on the pole, Aaron Evans to his outside. Green flag is in the air here for Dash for Cash at the Milwaukee Mile. Pace car on the pit lane. Green flag is in the air. You have yourself a virtual race at the mile. Working down into turns 1 and 2 off the exit of turn 2. 12, 14, 13 modifieds round out the Booty Scoot Racing channel here tonight. Aaron Evans has the second place spot quick and early here. Ladies and gentlemen, here at the mile style racetracks in the Wheelen Modified division, kind of like running super speedways in NASCAR. The draft is really going to be important here tonight. So the way that these guys make moves around the racetrack will allow them to go 2, 3, maybe 4 wide inside of the corners. It's Milwaukee Mile, similar layout to Loudon, the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Nerf bar, the Nerf bar goes the old-timer Tony Cook with another South Carolina resident of Adam Peeler. Working lap number 2 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, the Wheelen Modified division. Neil Rutt rolls to the back bumper of the Nurse Aviator of Adam Peeler. Out here are normally our co-host, but out on the racetrack filling in tonight at the Milwaukee Mile, Neil Rutt III, a full-time driver at the Wall Stadium in New Jersey. Make sure you go check out Neil Rutt. If you're anywhere within that area this time, though, he's looking for a win here tonight in the Milwaukee Mile, looking to shake up the Dash for Cash, running part-time here inside of that number 66 machine. Chris Schaffner working his way back up here. The number 22 Wheelen Modified had an awesome qualifying session from High Point, North Carolina. We thought Chris Schaffner maybe had the pole there for a while. Had a snub from him there from a little bit by Michael Johnson and Aaron Evans. But right now, Aaron Evans is trying to chase down the race leader in Michael Johnson. And Down on the bottom side of the racetrack goes Dylan Thomas. Here comes the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant. Your mom's favorite driver, filling in part-time, second start this season. Here in Season 3 of the WHELEN Modifieds, the Greer, South Carolina driver works his way down the back straightaway here. John Michael Bryant will not be eligible for points here tonight, but he can definitely shake up the standings and how everything else rolls full-time throughout the season. Right now, though, Adam Peeler cannot shake this number 66 of Neil Rutt. Josh Moore looking to make the battle down the front straightaway. You hear exactly just how long they are on the throttle here at the Milwaukee Mile. Really, it's agitating because you know that you need to get down there, get on the brake car. We'll pull up tonight's first battle box here on the BD Scoot Racing channel. Will be the battle for the third place position. Now second place spot, John Michael Bryant looking to make the pass over Aaron Evans for that second place position, folks. These guys not giving an inch here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. Our first battle cam here tonight on the BD Scoot Racing channel comes 6 laps in at the Milwaukee Mile. Aaron Evans, Nerf bar with the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant. Dylan Thomas trolls behind in the black and green modified. He'll get a good run and exit off of turn 2. The boogeyman not able to get back in the line. Can he mace himself in here? He'll clear himself right in front of the first Nerf bar, up to 0-3. Denison, Texas driver of Dylan Thomas. Here comes Ace Throckmorton looking to join the party in the orange modified. Michael Johnson leads him off turn 4. Single file here at the Milwaukee Mile. Some great battles going on here so far tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. I think it's only right we get you down on the racetrack for tonight's first Dash for Cash, Fast and Loud, presented to you by Maynard Motors. Wow, folks, cranking it up fast and loud here at the Milwaukee Mile. Nobody's giving an inch. Riley on board with some of these drivers. We were on board with Neil Rutt the third. And that number 66 modified. He's worked his way up 3 spots from where he started. Absolutely solid at the wheel, back and forth, back and forth. How much will handling be a part of here tonight? Here comes the M&K Trucking 919 modified of Josh Moore. We got a battle for the race lead. Aaron Evans getting a push from Dylan Thomas. Daytona-esque style racing here tonight. Aaron Evans slide chops the number 40 Pacematic modified out of turn 2. Battle for the race lead here at the Milwaukee Mile. 11 laps in here tonight. The 48 Hooters modified on the outside. The number 40 of Michael Johnson on the inside. Dylan Thomas rounds out third with a hard charging John Michael Bryant all over the back bumper in fourth. Here comes Ace Throckmorton in the 5th place spot. Contacts made up front. Michael Johnson's able to hold on to the race car though. Aaron Evans gets it to the back Nerf bar of the Pacematic modified. John Michael Bryant will plug the hole off turn 2. These guys absolutely going at it here tonight, folks, and nobody's sparing each other an inch. We got some part-timers filling in the field here, making some starts. They paid the entry too, folks. It's anybody's ball game here at the Milwaukee Mile. Dylan Thomas slide jobs Aaron Evans off of turn 4. We missed it. Dylan Thomas, the race leader here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. Look at this move right here from Chris Schaffner, getting mired back in traffic. He's sick and tired of it. Here comes the number 22 off of turn 2. He'll look and try to skedaddle his way through the traffic in front of him. Nobody trying to stay in a certain kind of lane. Ace Throckmorton looks 3 wide on Michael Johnson and the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant. Tony Cook just staying patient there in 6th place. Neil Rutt trying to make a move around Tony Cook. Wow, folks, Milwaukee Mile putting on a show here with the WHELEN Modifieds, and talked to a couple of these drivers earlier in the garage. We were able to get a word with our normal co-host, Neil Rutt, out on the racetrack here tonight on maybe what he thought and seeing coming into the Milwaukee Mile. And Neil Rutt said when it comes to these mile-style racetracks here inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series on the iRacing platform, the WHELEN Modifieds draft really well. It's nothing like Daytona, Talladega, where you can just suck up to the back bumper of somebody and give them a huge shot up the corner or something like that. It really allows you to give speed. Look at Neil Rutt right there, kind of door the 33, old-timer of Tony Cook. See how Tony Cook tries to repay the number 90, number 66 here. Neil Rutt will have to hold his line down there on the bottom side. Tony Cook's going to keep him honest there. Neil Rutt's going to rattle a cage that maybe don't want to be rattled here early. 15 laps into the night's Dash for Cash, race number 7 of 10. And another one of the keys of the race that we talked about here tonight, folks, was the ability to only go 60 laps here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. A door slam right there between Throckmorton and the Boogeyman. These two guys go at it every Tuesday night. Well, mostly when John Michael Bryant can make it. They go at it in the late model stock division, and John Michael Bryant working here on the bottom side, starting to bleed backwards into the 4th place position. Does the Boogeyman have enough to make something rally here late? Michael Johnson, contact from, I believe it was the 48 of Aaron Evans earlier tonight, sent this number 40 backwards. Michael Johnson does have a win on the year, though, as they work into the banking of turns 1 and 2. Neil Rutt the third, moving this modified each and every single way possible to try to get his way up through the field. Neil Rutt is up 6 spots from where he already started tonight's event. He'll look to try to get another one around Michael Johnson here on the bottom side. Meanwhile, the battle for the race lead continues here at the mile, a.k.a. better known as the Milwaukee Mile. Dylan Thomas works in the 1st place position with Aaron Evans right behind him, and Dylan Thomas shot out of a cannon to start tonight's race, up 8 spots from where he already started. 9 was the position for Dylan Thomas. He gave Aaron Evans a little bit of a push right there to get him back to the race lead, only to leave Aaron Evans on the top side of the racetrack, make the dive bomb pass for the race lead right here through turns 3 and 4. We missed it, but we won't miss it again, folks. Look at these guys absolutely going at it here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. Everybody's starting to look like they're going to go back single file besides the guys battling for the race lead. Aaron Evans once more through turns 1. Dylan Thomas able to hold charge on the outside there. He'll get a little bit of better of a run. And for the guys that are behind him, guys like Ace Throckmorton and the Boogeyman, John Michael Bryant, followed by Neil Rutt, who will dive bomb there on the bottom side and plug the hole underneath the Gorilla Mine. WHELEN Modified will work across the front straightaway. One thing that these guys are going to be able to do sitting back in traffic like this, but even though they're relatively close to the front, as Neil Rutt looks to make the slide job pass around the Boogeyman, John Michael Bryant will give it up there, put the bumper to the back bumper of the 66 Allied board in safety. Well, fire and safety, WHELEN Modified, John Michael Bryant and these guys are going to have the ability to sit back here in traffic and see what works for these two guys that were battling for the race lead. What kind of runs come off the top side of the racetrack, what kind of slide jobs can be thrown down on the bottom back to the top, and John Michael Bryant will absolutely tattoo the back bumper of the number 40 Pacematic Machine on Michael Johnson off of turn 4 there. The Boogeyman may be struggling with a little bit of handling conditions here late. He's stuck on the outside of the Nurse Aviator. Missing a couple of the full-time contestants here on the I-85 Asphalt Series WHELEN Modified Division. Guys like this number 6 winner at the Southern National Speedway of Zach Evans. Also missing a couple other guys in the field like Dakota Pignataro. Mike Doyle not able to make it here tonight as well. These are going to be absolutely critical shots to the point standing. So if you were down inside of the point standing looking for an opportunity to maybe climb your way back into the Dash for Cash and get yourself paid out. Remember, folks, only top 10 drivers that finish in the point standings will be awarded the prize money for the purse that was awarded here for the $5 entry fee inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series. So guys like, we'll call it, I'm not really sure how the standings shake out, but I mean, guys like Chris Schaffner right here who had an awesome qualifying day, and looks like Chris Schaffner has thought better of it. He's went backwards here to go sit in line in about the 9th place position. Will he try to save a little bit of tire, seeing how hard these guys are going? Going to need a great points day leaving the Milwaukee Mile here tonight. Only 60 laps will come and go really quickly. We're already almost to the halfway point. We're only 11 minutes into tonight's race. These guys have put on a show. 23 laps of absolutely clean green flag racing up to this point. Johnson looking to get around Neil Rutt here, but Neil Rutt's plugging dirt bar with Ace Throckmorton. This will be a battle to watch right here as Throckmorton, two-time national champion, down on the bottom side, able to grab the curb right there, the paint or whatever it is, get that modified hooked up off the exit of turn 2. Tony Cook starting to keep his way back in here, trying to crack the top 5 and get around Neil Rutt. You see him kicking up dirt. He's so low on the bottom side. Tony Cook ran runner-up 2 weeks ago in the MRL O'Reilly Auto Part Series. He'll throw a 3-wide block across the front straightaway. John Michael Bryant gets way down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Adam Peeler tries now to plug the hole underneath Tony Cook. Tony Cook runner-up at the Kentucky Motor Speedway inside of the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series for the Madness Racing League 2 weeks ago. They'll be back in action this weekend on Saturday at the Sonoma Raceway for their first annual road course race of the year. We'll see how Tony Cook continues to keep the pace up that he's had over the recent weeks inside of the Madness Racing League. He's fighting pretty hard here right now on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Just lost that 6th place position to the Nurse Aviator of Adam Peeler, who rounds out the 6th place position in this number 27. Peeler's Apple Whelen Modified. They'll work down the banking here through turns 3 and 4. Neil Rutt the third, trying to charge his way up through the field, and maybe has heated up those tires a little bit too much. Neil Rutt currently scored as the hard charger reward at the given moment. He's up 7 spots from where he's already started. Josh Moore trailing here in this number 919 M&K Trucking. Whelan Modified at a decent, solid qualifying position here. The 90's up 1 spot from where he already started. That's the 11th place spot over Cody Klauser, the Baltic, Connecticut driver who may be trying to save a little bit of Hoosier rubber here late in tonight's event. Tim Conrad back in action here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. His number 35 Whelan Modified set out of the qualifying session, said he didn't feel like the air cleaner on top of the 35 was good enough to go out there in the Milwaukee Miles dirty-ass racetrack. He did not want to afford to have to put another air cleaner on top of this number 35 Modified. Nate Hall involved in a little bit of trouble there earlier. Got loose, got shot backwards from the rest of the pack. He's waiting on a caution flag or something like that to get him back in the ball game here late. 28 will be 29 laps completed this time around for Dylan Thomas, the race leader here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. We'll reach the halfway point as they come around this next time around. 60 miles is what's scheduled here tonight for the night's Booty Scoot Racing channel's Wheeler Modified Division. John Michael Bryant starts to look back on the inside of the Nurse Aviator of Adam Peeler. Tony Cook has gotten back around the number 27 Wheeler Modified, looking to charge his way back up here to the 5th place spot. Halfway through tonight's race, and we have been caution-free up to this point. We do not want to give the announcer jinx, so we will be quiet immediately. Michael Johnson looks to try the dive bomb pass for the race lead on the bottom side of the 03 of Dylan Thomas. Aaron Evans had a great qualifying session in that white and orange Hooters Modified machine right behind him. Behind them goes Neil Rutt the third in the 4th place spot, followed by Ace Throckmorton. That'll be your top 5 drivers all the way back here to the 72 orange Modified. Tony Cook will round out 6th, followed by Adam Peeler, who's currently in 7th. John Michael Bryant has an absolute battle on the outside, and here comes the fabric softener. Chris Schaffner works off the exit of turn 4, trying to get a run in the back bumper of John Michael Bryant. Instead, he'll put it to the back of him, send him. Look at that right there. Chris Schaffner will get all over the back bumper of the number 23 of John Michael Bryant, trying to sit him into turns 1 and 2 a little bit faster than he wants to go. And that'll make John Michael Bryant get up out of the corner, have to get on the brakes harder than he wants to. Look how close Chris Schaffner's trying to keep the boogeyman honest here. Single file here with 30 laps to go at the Milwaukee Mile. The Pacematic Modified grabs the race lead over Dylan Thomas. Dylan Thomas wants it back though in turns 1. He'll try to throw the slide job on the bottom side. Can he get himself clear of the number 40 Pacematic Modified? Doesn't look like he's got enough this time. Here comes Neil Rutt trying to make a plan to get around the Hooters number 48 machine, and Neil Rutt's going to have nightmares of this owl on the back of the Hooters Modified as he's been stuck in traffic for about 12 laps now. Everybody going out of here tonight trying to make something shake with 28 laps to go. Aaron Evans will give the push to the 03 of Dylan Thomas that he needs to clear the number 40 off of turn 2. No, not quite. Michael Johnson battles back hard in the Pacematic number 40. Now Neil Rudd will try to make something shake down the back straightaway. He'll have to pick a drafting partner to help down here into the corner of turn 3 and 4. We mentioned it just a moment ago earlier, folks, that racing at these mile length style tracks inside of a WHELEN modified is not the most ideal thing possible. These guys are dealing with Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta-esque style kind of racing, drafting back and forth. You're going to need a dance partner here tonight to work with you to get through the field. It's nothing like beating and banging, trying to get runs and pushing to the front, but it's definitely air motivated. Like I'm saying, you'll see how everybody's in the outside lane of the 0-3 of Dylan Thomas. They'll roll back down on the bottom to try to help Michael Johnson keep these guys door to door so they can bring the whole field back closer. Dylan Thomas, Michael Johnson, nerf bar with 26 laps to go. This will be the perfect opportunity for Aaron Evans to try to make something shake here for the race lead, but he needs to be critical of the guy behind him, Neil Rutt III. Neil Rutt, over 10, 15 years of modified experience in real life underneath his belt. He's coiled up to the back bumper trying to grab the right rear quarter panel of that 48 Hooters modified. Battles right behind him, though. The Earth Aviator under attack from the boogeyman, John Michael Bryan, and the number 23 machine. They'll work off the exit of turn 4, headed back across the line. Michael Johnson has the race lead here. Trading paint, trading laps led. That's how things work here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. Aaron Evans trying to tattoo the back bumper of the number 40 Pacematic modified of Michael Johnson. Back and forth, weaving, trying to make something shake into turn 3 and 4. Neil Rutt III maybe trying to make a look for the race lead here late. 25 laps to go. Which one of the modified drivers that are up here contending for the race lead? Aaron Evans wants it 3 wide across the front straightaway. Battle for the race lead here at Milwaukee. 3 wide out of turn 4. Aaron Evans thinks better of it. He'll pull back in the line into third place position. Dylan Thomas all lonesome outside on the outside of the 0-3. Will be behind him Neil Rutt III, who gets his air shut off by the number 48 Hooters modified, working the climb of the banking in through turns 3 and 4. This lady down here is a little bit too close to the wall. We need to get security to back her up here. 23 laps to go in the Dash for Cash race number 7 of 10. Payments being handed out a few weeks from now. Everybody knows how much the points are going to mean here late. One thing we have yet to do all year long is have a caution-free race, flag to flag. We're looking pretty good here so far. 23 laps to go. We don't want to jinx anything. Ace Throckmorton in trouble now. He's got the boogeyman on the inside of him in that Gorilla Mind machine. John Michael Bryant wants more off of turn 3 and 4, trying to get around the number 72 modified of Ace Throckmorton. Tony Cook trying to play the drafting strategy partner here. He'll go back and forth, just shutting the air off to the drivers right behind him. Neil Rutt trying to play patient behind the number 48 of Aaron Evans, trying to make something shake off turn 2. We'll check it this time. Michael Johnson coming around to lead what's going to be his 19th lap of tonight. Dylan Thomas has led 20, exchanging the lead back and forth here as we've only completed about 38 laps here tonight. Yeah, 38 so these two guys have been different leaders. I think Aaron Evans maybe got out there once or twice to grab a lap or two. Yeah, he grabbed the lead once and led a lap, but Neil Rutt's been our hard charger here tonight. He's up 8 spots from where he started, but right behind him is Dylan Thomas. Dylan Thomas has moved up 7 spots from where he started, leading 20 laps here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Dylan Thomas trying everything possible to grab another win here in Season 3. 20 laps to go this time around. We'll get you down on the racetrack for one final Fast and Loud here tonight in Milwaukee. meow, 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 meow. Picking it up fast still out here. Our pins are absolutely through the roof, and we guarantee you could fry a steak on one of these Hoosier tires. They've been at it for about 40 laps now, 42 laps to be exact, heading off the banking of turn 3 and 4. You must expect the tire temperature to be inside of these WHELEN modifieds well above the 250-degree mark down the bottom side of the racetrack. Looking for the third place spot goes Neil Rutt to third. 15 laps to go here soon. Neil Rutt goes. He's got to make his way up to the front if he wants a chance to win it here tonight. He'll make quick work of Aaron Evans off of turn 2, Great slide job right there by the number 66 of Neil Rutt over Aaron Evans. How does Aaron Evans look to react back here into the corner? Tony Cook has cracked the top 5 here in the WHELEN modifieds. Tony Cook set in the 5th place spot, went back to 6th, lost 6th, went to 7th, back up to 6th, and back to 5th goes Tony Cook in the LNR number 33 WHELEN modified. The old timer, the 60-plus-year-old, putting in some work here on these young bucks late at Milwaukee. Chris Schaffner's in the outside line there, that number 22 outside. Whoa, Adam Peeler wanting more through 3 and 4. What a move from the 72 Nurse Aviator. Adam Peeler keeps his foot in it all the way across the bottom side. He'll clear Throckmorton through 1. Schaffner wants more though of Ace Throckmorton down on the bottom side. He'll grab the paint, almost make contact to the number 72. Battle for the race lead here with 15 laps to go. Neil Rutt to third, trying to run down Dylan Thomas. Dylan Thomas has led 20 laps here tonight. Michael Johnson looking for his 3rd win of the season out front here at Milwaukee. 14 laps to go. Everybody trying everything they know possible to grab some extra points, knowing that we're missing a few full-timers here tonight. It's critical. Every point matters here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. Battle for the race lead off turn 2. Johnson throwing the block everywhere possible to the 0-3 of Dylan Thomas. Neil Rutt just sitting back looking for an opportunity to strike. Aaron Evans wants a win here as well in the modifieds. Tony Cook's going to try everything possible across the line with 12 laps to go next time around. Riding on board the 33 old-timer Tony Cook. Really got the gray apex. Don't even need the paint to get this modified to turn. Aaron Evans trying to work back to the back bumper of Neil Rutt the third with 13 laps to go. Rutt throws it down on the bottom side. He's able to get off the gas early. You see how much he loses through 3 and 4. Dylan Thomas trying to get to the back bumper of Michael Johnson. We got 12 laps to go here at the Dash for Cash, race number 7. What a battle back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. John Michael Bryant sitting in the 6th place spot, trying to run down Tony Cook for a top 5 here late. The Boogeyman with his 2nd start here in season 3 of the modifieds. Battled early up here in the top 5, top 3 spots, got beaten, banged, pushed around, and Sean Michael Bryant not happy with the way that he was raced here tonight. 50 laps have been completed underneath the green flag condition. We're caution free so far up here to tonight. Cody Klauser, Josh Moore battle it out back here for the 11th and 12th place position. Josh Moore on the inside trying to get around Cody Klauser. Klauser plays defense. Tim Conrad makes quick and moving early around both of these drivers. 10 laps to go this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel at the Milwaukee Mile. It's Michael Johnson, the race leader. Dylan Thomas in 2nd. Neil Rutt in 3rd, our co-host. Turn race car driver this week in 3rd. Aaron Evans rounds out the 4th place position. Tony Cook in top 5. Michael Johnson trying to hold on here late. 10 miles separate him in his 3rd win on the year. Does the number 40 Pacematic Modified have enough? Single digits now, 9 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. It is anybody's ball game here late. We want to remind you folks, 2 weeks from now, we will find our modifieds in the great state of Connecticut up at the Stafford Speedway, one of the home of modified racings. Then we will head out to Langley back in North Carolina, and we will round it all up at the Richmond Raceway for what's going to be an awesome half-mile packed event. It's going to be a lot of fun when we get to the championship here for that Dash for Cash. You're going to want to make sure that you do not miss a single bit of this action-packed racing left here in the ending part of this season. We're back down here on the main broadcast camera. The battle for the race lead, possibly the race win, heads on here off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Guys reaching well over 125, 130 miles an hour here tonight in Milwaukee inside of these modifieds. It's been a gruesome 52 laps completed so far up to this point. Caution free since the drop of the green flag here tonight. 7 laps to go here at the Milwaukee Mile. Dylan Thomas trying to trail the back bumper of Michael Johnson here late. Neil Rutt rounds out third, followed by Aaron Evans in the Hooters Modified. John Michael Bryant has cut in slowly to the back bumper of Tony Cook, who rounds out the final 5th place position for the top 5 score here tonight. Ace Throckmorton now under attack from Adam Peeler and Chris Schaffner, who battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th place position. Adam Peeler looking to make something work here late. Michael Johnson tries to make a move there late. Blocked the 0-3 of Dylan Thomas's air. Thomas gets loose. Johnson still has the race lead. Neil Rutt looking nice for second now. 6 laps to go. Neil Rutt to third. Almost disaster there across the front straightaway out of turn 4. Michael Johnson blocking the air of the 0-3 of Dylan Thomas. Dylan Thomas now will not be happy with the way that he was just raced right there. Neil Rutt grabs second place over Dylan Thomas. It's going to be a Johnson-Rutt show here late if Johnson can't hold on. But Thomas and Evans looking for an opportunity to strike from 3rd and 4th. Cook trying to hold off Bryant. 5 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Will we see one of these dramatic I-85 Asphalt Series WHELEN modified finishes? 6 races are completed already. 5 different winners on the year. Neil Rutt running part-time inside of the modifieds. Down on the bottom side in the number 66, Michael Johnson looking for his 3rd win of the year. Dylan Thomas looking for his 2nd on the year in the 0-3. Nose to tail, Nerf bar the Nerf bar, all the way down the back straightaway. 4 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Neil Rutt the 3rd wants to do it cleanly. No need to tattoo the back bumper of the number 40 of Michael Johnson. He'll look left, look back right, try to break the air across the Pacematic number 40 modified. Neil Rutt not able to get to the right rear quarter panel that time. 3 laps to go here at Milwaukee. Rutt moves to his modified, transfers it down to the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll change his lane on Michael Johnson. Johnson will have no choice but to run the middle to the top side for the first time here in the last 20 laps. Rutt able to keep his 66 Allied Fire and Safety modified down on the bottom side. But Dylan Thomas wants it 3 wide across the front straightaway. 2 laps to go in Milwaukee. The gloves are off. It's all hands on deck. Neil Rutt has the race lead off turn 2. What a move around Michael Johnson here late. 2 miles left to go, 1.5 miles at that. Michael Johnson trying to make the race lead back here to Neil Rutt late. Doesn't get to the corner. Neil Rutt shuts the air off to the number 40 Pacematic modified. This will be the white flag this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, presented to you by AFLglobal.com. Battle for the race lead, possibly the race win here tonight. Thomas running full time against Johnson on the outside, door to door for 2nd. This could be the difference between the most points scored here tonight. Neil Rutt to 3rd down the back straightaway for the final time here tonight. Rutt will throw it down into 3 and 4. Work off the exit of turn 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight. Ruthless Neil Rutt will come across the start-finish line. He'll win the race here tonight at Milwaukee. Contact made across the start-finish line. Michael Johnson goes hard on the outside wall. Whoa, more shots there to Michael Johnson late here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, hard on the inside wall. On board the number 40, Michael Johnson. He'll grab 3rd here when it's all said and done, but it's Neil Rutt the 3rd from Union Beach, New Jersey, driving the number 66 board and Allied modified, coming all the way up from the back. 11 spots gained. Neil Rutt the 3rd will take the win points and the hard charger and make it that more difficult here tonight for the full-time drivers. Neil Rutt comes in on a part-time schedule, wins it at the Milwaukee Mile. Neil Rutt the 3rd wins it here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile, and absolutely great race here for the number 66 Allied Board and Safety WHELEN modified. M&D stand up. Neil Rutt's going to come burn it down for you fans here in Milwaukee. What a race there late on tonight's event. Michael Johnson not going to be happy with the way that he was raced by Dylan Thomas. Dylan Thomas not going to be happy with the way that he was raced. Aaron Evans gave it all he had here late. Neil Rutt III, the victorious winner here tonight in the Allied Fire and Safety number 66 Whelen Modified from Union Beach, New Jersey. He'll do his Alan Kowicki, celebratory victory pole lap around the racetrack. Neil Rutt scores the win here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. And ladies and gentlemen, looks like we will be back in just a second. We'll have the full post-race show. We'll also have your driver interviews here tonight from Milwaukee. Dash for Cash, race number 7 of 10, where Neil Rutt III drives from the back, wins it here late. Here on the Booty School Racing channel, an absolute banger here at the Milwaukee Mile tonight was an absolute thriller. Caution free from flag to flag for race number 7 of 10 of the Dash for Cash for the Whelen Modified division here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. It was an absolute banger of a race won by Neil Rutt III from Union Beach, New Jersey. An absolute banger of a race there. He made the pass in the closing laps here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and an absolute thriller to really take it away from the full-time guys. It's going to make them extra hard to grab some points here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Ladies and gentlemen, as we just get ready to kick off our post-race show, looks like we have everybody in our booth ready to get interviewed, and we'll start it off here tonight. We will talk to the race winner here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel as we pull him in, driver of the number 66 Whelen Modified, Neil Rutt III. Neil, talk us through it from broadcast booth to victory lane, just like that. What a move to pass those two guys in front of you. They were absolutely throwing shots at each other all night long. You just played the long waiting game, made the pass with no issue. Kind of walk us through it.
Yeah, traded in their headset for the helmet tonight. Brought our Allied Fire and Safety hot rod back out. It's been sitting in the garage collecting dust for a little bit here. So we like running these mile-long tracks, so we figured we'll put the big motor in, we'll get out here, and let's go have some fun here. Didn't qualify, didn't want to, just wanted to start in the back, knock the cobwebs off this thing. It's been a while since we turned some laps, so it was pretty good to carve through the field from like 14th or something like that to the pole. They definitely made it hard there. I rode around behind Aaron Evans there for a while and just kind of kept the nose clean, gave him a couple shots just to get going, and finally with a couple laps to go, we made the move on Michael Johnson for the lead and didn't look back.
An absolutely banger of a race here tonight. Just you're normally up here in the booth with me, so it's only right for me to ask you, a caution-free race here tonight. An outstanding job from everybody in the field, including yourself. Kind of walk us through what you just seen out the windshield etiquette-wise, and anybody you want to thank on this 66.
Yeah, obviously the racing with these modifieds have been spot on all year. No matter what track we go to, a small track, a big track, You know, all these guys, we might not have the biggest crowd. We had some, you know, other guys come in tonight, which thank you all for coming. Obviously myself. You know, everyone did a great job. These modified guys they put on a great show no matter where we are, like I said. Sponsor wise, you know, I would like to thank Allied Fire and Safety, Borbeck Race Engines, Weekend Woodsman, M&D, all those guys, Me Fine. You for putting this on and for allowing me to get out here with the boys. It's, like I said, it's been some times I love the modifieds. I always want to get out here and race, but I'd rather put on a good program for these guys instead of turning some laps here.
And we appreciate it. That's tonight's race winner here for Dash for Cash number 7. Spoiling the party for these folks. Neil Rutt III wins it here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. We appreciate you, Neil.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. As we get ready to move on down the line here, we will bring up our second place finisher here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Driver up the number 33 here, as we bring in Dylan Thomas. Dylan had an absolutely thriller race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, and we will bring him into the broadcast booth now. Dylan, an absolutely thriller race here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile for your Southern Sim Racing 03 machine. You led about 20-25 laps here tonight. Just had to take it from you there late. Walk us through it.
I think I just Mike held me up on the top there for a while. I think I burnt my stuff up a little bit. I know what he's doing. He's trying to bait me up to the top, and he threw that late block, so I thought, well, I'm going to go to the top. I got in the wall, and it just wasn't the same after that, really, but I was able to get back by him for a second.
An absolute banger of a race. That was going to be my next question, too. A lot of blocks thrown here tonight. Almost cost you guys a caution flag or so. You almost went around and had damaged cars. Just kind of walk us through the etiquette that you've seen here tonight, a caution-free race from flag to flag, and what you've seen out of the 03, and anybody you would like to thank.
No, there was a lot of give and take here, and I want to thank all these guys for putting this on. This was just a fun deal here, and thank you all for putting the broadcast on and putting the league together. This been a fun deal to get to do on Monday nights.
And we appreciate it. That's the driver of the number 03 of Dylan Thomas from Denison, Texas. He'll finish up in the runner-up position behind Neil Rutt. We appreciate you here tonight, Dylan.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir. And we will scoot down here to what is going to be our third place finisher here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, and a hard-fought defeat here for the number 40 of Michael Johnson, as he absolutely maybe had the chance to go to victory lane here tonight. We'll pull him in here, driver the number 40. Michael, kind of walk us through the race here tonight, beating and banging Nerf bars, trading sparks off between Dylan Thomas and the 03, blocking all over the place, but an absolute clean race here, flag to flag, caution-free. Walk us through what you've seen.
Yeah, I mean, we had a very fast car. The Pacematic team and the PSR team put together a very fast car. I was just talking to the other drivers. I think I just wore my right rear out way too soon, and Dylan Thomas and Neil Rutt obviously saved more. So I had to do some blocking if I wanted to stay in the position. I know some of them may have been more aggressive, but I think all in all, I think it was pretty clean. I did talk to Dylan after the race about the last lap coming to checkered. We both shook hands. It was a racing deal. I mean, that was not my intentions. I had to get a side draft off of him to have any chance of getting to him. But at the end, he had a fast car on the last lap. So, but yeah, did not want that to happen at the end. Whatever race control flags that as, I will respect it because I think it'll be fair. But all in all, I didn't do that on purpose for no means. But yeah, I mean, we had a fast car.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it. That's Michael Johnson. Johnson, if there anybody you want to thank on top of this Pacematic number 40 machine, Patrick McPeak not in the field here tonight, which is usually the one that's beating door banging with you on a regular basis. Kind of walk us through what you expect going to Stafford 2 weeks from now.
Nothing different. Just clean beating and banging racing. We put together a great race every 2 weeks. So to have Patrick back, it will be a lot of fun to have the teammate back. So obviously I want to thank AF1 Racing, PSR, and Pacematic for the hell of a car.
We appreciate you.
For the design.
Oh, you're good. You're good. We appreciate you putting on show after show, week after week. We appreciate you, Michael Johnson. Runner-up podium, third place spot here tonight for the Pacematic Modified. We appreciate you.
Yep.
Yes, sir. That's the number 40 of Michael Johnson. We will get ready to scoot down here to the fourth runner-up here tonight. Driver of the Hooters, number 48 machine of Aaron Evans. Aaron Evans had one hell of a performance here tonight as Aaron Evans now joins us inside of the booth, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron, as you join us here in the booth from Crawfordsville, Indiana, just kind of walk us through the race you had here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, the number 48 Hooters machine. We were watching you in qualifying. You had a very, very fast lap. We thought you maybe could have had the pole there. Kind of walk us through it.
Well, yeah, it started out in qualifying. Well, out in practice, really. It felt fantastic, felt really good. Car just pretty much stuck as long as you were within the first two grooves, or the bottom two grooves. And I got that really fast time in practice, really got my hopes up there. Then I held pole position until the last person went, and that felt great. Starting on the front row, that's not something I usually do. Knock on wood, maybe it'll happen a little bit more. I just went out there with the thought of save the tire, save the car, don't crash, pretty much. And that played out well. Did a little bit of wheel banging, a little bit of touching the wall, but came down to the final 20 laps. We really started to pick up the pace. I was told I was setting my fastest laps through those last 15. And then the tires just started to die off. Couldn't really fight for those top 3 positions. But congrats to Neil Rutt. He did a great job. Good friend, really great racer. I raced with DT at another place, and he did a really good job tonight. A little bit of working together to get by Michael Johnson in those first couple of laps, but sadly we couldn't make it stick. The car felt great. The track was fantastic. Just an overall wonderful combination to make the race. Probably a 7 out of 10 overall. Could have been a 10 out of 10 if I won, but I think everybody agrees with that.
I agree with you. We appreciate you, Aaron. This Hooters number 48 machine definitely knocking on the back door to go to victory lane here in a couple of weeks. Well, we'll head to staff for 2 weeks from now. Does anybody want to thank on top of this, guys?
Well, I want to thank some of the people back home that are helping me learn. I'm still relatively new. I'm learning a lot every day, and I mean, this is just helping me learn to save the tires a little bit better, run a little bit closer, some basic stuff like that. Big thank you to you guys for helping set this up, and big thank you to my fiance for always supporting me.
We appreciate it. That's Aaron Evans, driver of the number 48 modified here inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series. He'll finish 4th place here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We appreciate you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. We will scoot down here to what is going to be the 6th place finisher in our final report here tonight for the driver interviews. A fan favorite, your mom's favorite driver, joins us in the booth here, the boogeyman, John Michael Bryant. John, you had a great race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Had a awesome qualifying. We had you on our qualifying session. You were able to go out you were able to go out first in the session. You started 5th, finished 6th. Kind of walk us through it.
Yeah, man, it was fun being out here. Feel like I ain't done this in about a year or so. Seems like, unloaded for practice. It felt like the boys at the shop didn't really remember how to set up a car. It felt slow. Then we come out in qualifying and actually do pretty good. And, it was nice to be able to run a race flag to flag, no incidents, no nonsense. Hopefully that carries over next week. I'll be watching on TV for that. Just happy to come out, put a show on for all the hot moms in the stands. And, we'll see everybody, in the MRL League when we go racing there. Make sure you check us out.
John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, and while I got you here, let's go ahead and ask you about how you feel about Friday night since you don't participate full-time here in the I-85 Asphalt Series. TNA Truck Series kicks off Friday night. How do you feel at Daytona?
Well, it's Daytona, qualify up front, kind of screwed because everybody's going to, lose their minds. Qualify in the rear, you're still kind of screwed because everybody's going to lose their minds, get caught up in the nonsense. If everybody keep their head on their shoulders and keep her between the lines, we should be okay. Put on a good show. I know on the MRL O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. We did a Talladega race there. Pretty clean. I don't see why we can't do it in a truck. You know, just look forward to the upcoming season and turning some laps, bud.
That's the Boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver, bringing home the 6th place spot here tonight in his second Wheeling Modified start here in Season 3. We appreciate you, John. Ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for the driver interviews here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, I shall add, and we appreciate everybody that has stuck around up to this point. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not, make sure that you head on over to the YouTube page. Look at it in the top right portion of your screen for all of our full races. We'll bring up the remaining schedule one more time here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are headed to the Stafford Speedway 2 weeks from now, followed by Langley and Richmond. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate everybody that has tuned in here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Don't forget, tomorrow night, the late model stock division is back in action here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and they will be taking on Kern County Raceway in California. I got a flight to catch to go get the late model race tomorrow night. Don't hate us for it, ladies and gentlemen. We are so saddened by the loss of Kyle Busch. We appreciate everybody joining here tonight on the I-85 Asphalt channel. We'll see you tomorrow night.